So here we have a HPI Baja clone, and hi, Mr. Kitty Kitty. So yeah, we got an HPI Baja clone here, and had a eclip failure on that front axle right there, and my battery wasn't charged up, so I didn't get this on camera. But basically what I did yesterday, and I've seen this, I saw this basically on some forums or whatever. They took a what was it, I believe it was a 5mm is what everybody was suggesting, use a 5mm and this and that and the other. Well, I didn't really like the idea of using the 5mm, plus I didn't have any. So I went ahead with a 6mm, and I was very pleased with the results actually. Now this, if I were to take this off, if I were to measure that right there, the difference between the total of that and where the actual eclip section stuck out is like severely negligible. Like there would be almost no difference. Now to achieve that, I took off the eclip first of all, and then I went ahead and drilled and tapped it, and I went with a 186 drill, which is 10,000 smaller, and I used a good Greenfield cut tap, spiral flute cut tap, and went ahead and tapped out the hole all the way through. So I can put a nylock nut on this backside if I need to, but I'll be using some blue Loctite on it. And it can't actually back out because of the way the suspension is set up. This can't actually back out too far. Now it could back out far enough to rub and cause some damage, but it won't actually, we won't lose anything again, and that is just kind of the point. Yeah, because that eclip went somewhere. So anyway, then I took and turned down the outside of the washer, and took and beveled the washer, and I beveled this guy right here, this actual axle hub, countersunk them so that, because the countersink of the screw would actually extend into, like, say right here. So now with the countersunk axle and the countersunk washer and the turned down outside of the washer, I then faced off this screw. So I took, I don't know, 30, 40, at least 40, 50, maybe, nah, I don't think quite 50, probably 40 thousandths off of the face of that screw. So that screw head is just like barely sitting up there. Now there's still pretty good meat left here on this washer. Plenty to hold this axle carrier, wheel carrier, axle, wheel hub, whatever you want to call it, in place. Now the overall weight of this guy is a little more significant than I thought. So what I would like to do at some point in time, well, number one, I could turn the screw down, take some meat off of that screw, and make it a little bit shorter. But I do want to put a nylock on there at some point in time. But I think I'll probably actually be like Swiss cheesing everything here, like totally cutting it apart, going in with an end mill and basically slotting this guy all the way around. That shouldn't reduce the strength at all, really. Not for what it's used for, holding on a plastic toy wheel, and it'll be just fine for my bashing needs. But anyway, that's that guy. That is the it's a quote-unquote HPI Rovin King Motors axle, and again, this was done with a 6mm by 1mm pitch screw, 20mm long, I believe it was. And here's the overall length of the screw. That one sitting right there, and yeah, as you can see that there would be I guess you really can't see there. But yeah, the countersinking of the axle hub carrier was necessary, and yeah, the little lathe performed flawlessly. So I was pretty happy. So anyway, I'll be getting that back together today. We're going to a small track. I'm going to be getting some video hopefully put up of that track today. It's just a tiny track. But really the first racetrack my son ran at. He had fun, he enjoyed himself. So I think we'll be going back up there tomorrow, like I said, to get some running done. Still got to do some work on this guy here. This is the Nitro Sport. So the starter modification. So this is the Traxxas starter, right? As you can see, I have the basically it's a hard drive connector stuck in the side of it, and it's wired up inside of here. So when I push that button, it sends motor power for the starter motor to this guy, and glow plug to this guy. So today I'll be actually taking this guy here and printing out a part to fit inside of here to keep this guy triggered that I can easily remove. Either that, or I'll actually what I'll probably do is just make something stupid simple to slip inside. When the trigger is depressed, there's a gap that opens up. It's impossible to see, but I'll make that so it just slips in there, and that way when I push this in, it triggers the motor and the glow at the same time. But that'll allow me to use any of my batteries, and like I said, I've been pretty much converting all battery packs over to the XT60 connectors. This guy's a crap lipos, but yeah, I have one still that is a Tamiya connector, and the rest of them are all the XT60. Had to change over make the adapters for the charger, which was not a big deal, but it's just, and you know, it is a lot of when you got quite a few of these connectors and adapters to switch over. Let's see, what else do I have to do today? Oh, I don't have to, but I'd like to get both of these T-Maxes in operating condition. One of them, you put fuel in it and it starts up, but it won't start through the carburetor, so I got to pull the carburetor out and make sure that there's just nothing silly stupid. And the other one, the pins right there are all funky and bent. So that happened like the second time we popped it in there, it like bent all to crap. It's like, what, are you kidding me? So anyway, that's the plan here for this afternoon, and to install new receivers. One of them is getting a Frisky, or I'm sorry, a Fly Sky 3-channel, and one of them is getting a DX whatever 300 SR 300. So that's my son's. That's my son's radio, and that'll be going on one of them. So all right. Well, anyway, I better get to it. I got a lot to do. As always, I appreciate you watching. We appreciate the likes, comments, subscribes, everything else that you do to help keep us doing these things. And we'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye.